has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
Welcome, everyone, to the Spartan Savants podcast. Just a couple of old college alums, friends, brothers, talking Spartans. Today it's me, Nick Biased Berg. I'm with my good friend Travis and Winston. How's it going today, guys?
Living the dream.
I am living the dream as well. Another wonderful week at work and another Michigan State loss.
Yeah,
Typical cycle.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like the dreams have been a little bit nightmarish in the Michigan State department this year.
Yeah.
So
Be true.
I guess with
Very
that,
accurate.
we can just start our pain and suffering. Let's talk about that Iowa game.
Why God, do I gotta suffer? Pain in my heart, carry burdens full of struggle.
Well, I think, takeaways there. You look at the quarterback situation, which we'll get into a little bit later. But the defense played pretty well, but you got to ask yourself how much of that was the Iowa offense and how much of that was actually our defense, especially with Iowa playing with that backup quarterback who was 11 to 27 in the game with 115 yards, touchdown, interception, and we lost that game. The quarterback performing like that, he performed worse than Noah Kim did in that game, and we still lost.
He looks like Shrek.
Fair enough. And then top it all off, I mean, we didn't score an offensive touchdown the entire time. That kept them in the game. Had a lot of plays that were momentum changers that gave away momentum to them and just didn't take the kill shots when we had the opportunities,
Yeah, that was a tough one. I don't really know where to start. I have so much to say. I think I texted you guys right after the game, some pretty strong words. I've calmed down a little bit, but I think Travis, you hit the nail on the head. The defense played good enough, whether that was the Iowa State refrigerator of a backup quarterback. It was like 260 pounds. I mean, that's massive for a quarterback. Whether it was him or the defense played good, either way, we were right in that game. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, Noah Kim put it aside. I thought the offensive line played well enough. I mean, Nathan Carter rushed for 108 yards. Noah Kim even had some good rushes, I thought. Noah Kim, 25-44, QBR of 39.8, 3 interceptions. I don't know how an MSU coach can sit through that game, that first half, and not see that the quarterback is costing you the game. I don't know exactly the time or when he threw that interception. I want to say it was in the second quarter. We're driving, looking like we're going to take the lead. We had control of the game, right? We were, I think it was 6-3 at the time. We were in the red zone or close to it. Everything's kind of starting to snowball Michigan State's direction. Their quarterback just got hurt. The backup quarterback looks terrible. And then he just throws the ball to the other team. And the receiver was not even open, just a forced throw. You could tell that's where he wanted to go the entire time. If you watch the replay of that play, I can't remember if it was Carter or Berger, 5-yard check down, no one within 5 or 10 yards of him. That was obviously where the defense was telling the quarterback to throw the ball. And I think the game totally turned from there. It's like we never really got back offensively. We never really got anything going. They got the ball back from the interception. They marched right down the field and scored. All of a sudden, their quarterbacks could complete passes. They looked good. Defense couldn't stop them. So I just don't know, if that wasn't the final straw, how is the next interception not the final straw, or the interception after that? It was so clear that the quarterback was the reason you are losing this game. To not even go to give one of those other quarterbacks a look to say, hey, it's clearly not working with this guy. Let's just try something out, even if it's for a drive. If it's just as bad, all right, put Kim back in. It's nothing's permanent, but it's almost a slap in the face to the fans when you had a chance to win a game on the road that really could have boosted your season a little bit. I mean, I think we've all come to accept now the season's basically a loss at this point. But that game could have gone a win there could have gone a long way. It's on the road in a tough place to play, in a season where you don't have a lot of wins on the schedule anymore. To not even consider changing quarterbacks, or it didn't even look like there was any thought about it. It drives me nuts. I don't understand how any of those offensive coaches or Harlan Barnett can sit there and objectively say Noah Kim gave us the best chance of winning. It was so clear that he was the biggest liability on the field. The offensive line was playing good. The running backs were running hard. The receivers were making plays. He was the only one that was holding us back. The defense was standing on their head, keeping us in this game. They were getting us the ball back, and we couldn't get anything done because our quarterback has no idea. The game is moving way too fast. He knows how to make one read. He knows who he's throwing to before the play. It's so clear. He stares right at his receivers, and once his first read's not open, he starts running around. He bails out of clean pockets, or he just throws it to them anyways when they're not open, and we turn the ball over. And I just can't keep watching it. And I've said it once, and I will say it again, and I mean it. If Noah Kim is going to continue to be the starting quarterback, I will not watch. It'll be like the scene in Moneyball where they tell Billy Beane, who's starting at first, it's not Hatterberg, and he throws the chair out of his office. That is exactly what will be happening in my apartment.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to bring that up.
Oh, yeah.
The entire thing, and Nick, you can vouch for this. The entire game I was screaming at Noah Kim for running out of the pocket when he had plenty of time to throw. And I actually had a different take on that. The interception that he threw in that end zone, I thought he could have completed the ball if it was a better throw. He just sailed it, and that's become a habit of his. He sails every throw, puts too much air under every ball, and it just sails on him, and that's why he's throwing so many interceptions. And they've said it over and over again. The reason for picking Noah Kim as starting quarterback was he's not going to make that play that's going to cost you the game. He made at least 3 of them on Saturday, and nobody did anything about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Trav. I still think he forced the throw, but I do think it called for a back shoulder fade. I mean, certainly could have made it at least a jump ball, but it was the replay showing the running back was just wide open. Like that clearly was what the defense was giving you. Yeah. But he in my opinion, I don't know this for sure, he had made up his mind that that's where he was throwing the ball. But you're right, he did overthrow him by 3 steps.
Yeah, and he missed on a one play or two before that with Franklin over the middle.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, at one point, I think he's had 6 turnovers and 1 touchdown in the past 3 games.
I mean, it's awful at this point.
Like
it's not watchable.
That's unacceptable at a Big Ten program. I mean, Rutgers wouldn't do that.
Yeah. No, it's. I don't know how they're going to expect to beat some of these teams if they continue with him at quarterback. It's. I think Travis, you made a great point. They've made it clear that the decision to play him at quarterback or start him at quarterback was due to his decision making or ball security, however you want to put it. If that's no longer the case, then what is keeping him at quarterback? And we've seen Hauser and Levitt have some success. I don't understand why we can't give him a shot on the road there. I mean, I get it. It's a tough place to play. It's a hostile environment, but what else do they need to see? I'm just baffled.
No, I agree. The only thing that kind of gives me pause here is that, if that's the reason they chose Noah Kim, how bad are the other 2 with those decisions?
That is scary. There's certainly that.
It could be that Noah Kim's showing them stuff now that he wasn't showing before, which is what we hope is the case. But I mean, if that's really the reasoning he's the starter, then what the hell do we have on this roster?
It's scary. And we talked about it last week, but giving the young guys a chance, and I think that they're doing a better job of that. For the first time in 3 weeks, it looked like the team had a pulse. I thought the defense played hard. The offensive line, there were some great blocks. There were some great running schemes that were actually executed very well. And it was frustrating that our quarterback is the one that cost us the game. It's just, I tried not to be too hard on kids. These are college kids, right? They're not. I mean, they're making money now, but they're not paid professionals in a sense like they would be in the NFL.
It's not pay for play,
right? So I don't want to be too hard on them. So Noah Kim played terrible. I don't care if he's an 18-year-old kid, a 5-year-old kid, or a 23-year-old male man. He played terrible. I'm not going to mince words, but most of my blame goes on the coaches. He should have been out of the game to start the second half, or at least midway through the third quarter. He was so clear he was losing us the game. He was literally costing us the game.
and I mean, Harlan Barnett even said after the game that the coaches cost them the game. So at least there's some awareness there. But you got to be able to make the changes in the middle of the game.
Have to be able to.
Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, this coaching staff's shown time and time again they won't do it, and failed again this week. And I thought there was another play that they lost the team, that fourth down where they tried to sneak it with Kim. Everybody knew that was coming, and the dude's 180 pounds. He's not going to. I mean, he's not going to do it. And then Iowa does it later in the game, but we don't have anybody lined up at the nose. I mean, what the hell are we doing?
It's so frustrating.
You give a 260-pound, 6'3" quarterback a completely open hole on fourth and less than one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the easiest call in the world.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just put Hausrud for just that one play. He's just a larger man. Just
right.
I mean,
get it over.
that one, but
Yeah.
I meant like when we were the other one where we were defending them and they picked it up.
Oh yeah,
We just left it wide open and there was no
Gave it
chance
to
of
him.
stopping it. Yeah.
And I think with that, our quarterback sneak is like they tried to do that thing where you bring a player in to push the quarterback. They brought in one guy. If you're going to do that, you have three guys pushing. What is the point of just doing it with one?
That's also what I was saying during the game, and that's what I was about to get to. Yeah. And I mean, and if you're going to put a guy back there who's only one guy, make it somebody bigger. That dude used to be, the guy that was pushing him used to be a kicker.
Right.
Like what? You just don't understand this stuff right now. I don't understand where their heads are at.
When was the last time we scored an offensive touchdown? Was that versus Washington?
Yeah.
I think so. I think Hauser would have thrown one against Maryland.
Oh yeah, we did.
Or
We
ran
did
one
score.
in.
We did score a touchdown against Maryland. We just went for two and missed it.
No, I thought we scored. It feels like we haven't scored an offensive touchdown in forever.
We scored one in every
Oh yeah, we
game,
did.
except for last week.
Yeah, we did
Except
score
for on Saturday.
Yeah. You guys are right. Either way, some positives. We have a kicker.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
Johnny,
good. Johnny Kim.
We needed to make
Jake
one
Kim.
more, but
I mean 58. You could,
I don't know. I'll give him credit for that. It's just like the one kick that he missed kind of would have helped, keep off momentum, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Did they I was at a bar, didn't have the volume on. Did they did Iowa announce the injury to McNamara? Was that an ACL?
I don't know if it was an ACL. Nick, do you know?
they didn't announce it then,
Yeah, I haven't.
but I know he's out for the season.
Yeah,
He is.
that's all I've seen on it. I haven't seen exactly what it is. Yeah.
It was not good.
No.
Yep, torn ACL.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, that stinks.
It hurts. I mean, I'm not so sure that he's much better than the backup. I mean, honestly,
Iowa's where quarterbacks go to die.
yeah,
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
CJ Beathard was the last good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just frustrating to watch. I have nothing good to say about Noah Kim.
It just sucks because it really felt like we outplayed them. We outplayed Maryland and we outplayed Iowa. It felt like it was just a game we pissed away.
Yeah, we gave it away. You're absolutely right. I mean,
we could
the punt return. Oh,
That was
We could
brutal.
easily be sitting at 4-1.
Yeah. Yep,
Easily.
I agree. Two winnable games that we coughed up. And if you look at the stats from the Iowa game, it's just
Oh, it's baffling.
Michigan State had 349 total yards.
Yep.
Iowa had 222. We had 20 first downs. They had 15. Time of possession, we had won by over 7 minutes. But we had turned the ball over 4 times. So, and then we gave up a punt return. And that, I mean, the punter, I mean, he had a pretty good night right up until he didn't. He shanked one, and then he just did this line drive. I remember I was at the bar. I said, "Where is the coverage? Like the ball's in the air. The guy's camping under. Like, okay, where are our players? Where are our players?" And then there he goes, going the other way for 6.
Yeah. And then you had 4 of our guys running into each other on that, just like they did on the Eric All touchdown. That I mean, that was complete bullshit. We had him surrounded on the touchdown by like 4 guys, and he broke through all of them. It's the same issues every week.
Yep, you're absolutely. For as complimentary as I've been on the defense, there were some missed tackles, which is infuriating.
Missed tackles and penalties seem to be huge issues right now, especially those false start penalties.
So, one positive is that I said I would be happy if we just could only have 10 penalties, and we only had 10 penalties. So, yeah, that's nice.
And some of them were bad calls.
Not a good number, but
some of them were bad calls. There was, I don't know if it was roughing the passer or late hit on the quarterback. That was just not. It was a football.
We had multiple of those too.
Yeah, there were some that you say, okay, they're going to call that in 2023, but there was, I think it was one of the earlier ones where I was just like, come on, man, let them play football.
Yeah, I feel like I couldn't make a tackle like I used to. With the rules that they have now.
Definitely not.
Anytime I had a free run on a quarterback, it would have been called roughing the passer.
Oh yeah, I mean, man, it's I think we're in for a long season.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if that's everyone, that's all everyone's got to say about that. We can just thank the Lord that we're in a bye week. Oh, wait, Mel Tucker's hearings tomorrow. I'm sure everything that comes out of that will be positive.
Bye week just intercepted Noah Kim too.
Yeah. At least with the Mel Tucker thing, at least now we don't really have to worry about the outcome. I mean, I guess it would be preferable for Michigan State if they found him in the wrong, right? If they say he didn't do anything wrong, then how do we fire him for cause? But at least with that, it's like we're not sitting on pins and needles.
Yeah, I've moved on.
Yeah,
like honestly, and we know there will be some movement with guys going into the portal this week. I mean, it's bye week, I'm sure a couple guys will do that. Let's just get the Band-Aid ripped off. We've accepted it.
I feel like it's really weird that we're Wednesday now and there hasn't been one though.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they've done an okay job so far at keeping them together. When is the first? Could they officially enter the portal after they announce his firing, or do they have to
the next day?
Yeah,
so they could.
Once he's fired, you're allowed to enter the portal, and we had a couple that already did. Last week.
Pepper.
Hank Pepper.
Sniper.
Hank Pepper and Justin White. Yeah. But nobody else has that I know of yet. The actual window doesn't open till I believe December 4th.
And they can enter the portal, but they can still play if they want to, right?
I don't really remember how that works.
They might be able to, but some teams might just not let them.
Right. If you're a coach,
I think it might be a program basis.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I do agree with you, Winston. I think from the news that we've heard so far, the lack of news, it seems like they're holding things together pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah, you would think if you were a player, if you were going to enter the portal, you were set on entering the portal, you would do so pretty quickly. I mean, you really wouldn't wait to see how it plays out. It's not like they're going to hire the coach in the next 30 days. I don't think. I would probably be looking to make my next move at this point.
I mean, there are very few people that you could hire in the next of these years.
Yeah,
Actually.
I think at least the positive for a lot of the young guys is that the playing time is obviously there, which is not
Yeah.
guaranteed anywhere else, right? So it's almost better to stay, and
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, come on. It's better.
And the young guys that are getting playing time are starting to play pretty well too.
I've been
Yeah.
impressed. I've been impressed. Yeah.
Seem to be showing good leadership, like from Jordan Hall.
Yeah.
Jordan Hall
He's
is a good
been
one.
a breath of fresh air.
Chance Rucker I've enjoyed.
As him as well. Yeah. And Nathan Carter has been great. It's not his fault that our quarterback probably has no idea what to do.
Yeah. One Reed Kim.
That's right.
It's it's a sad state of affairs.
That it is.
But let's talk about the biggest story today. On Wednesday the 4th. There's been a lot of smoke, probably nothing, but it could be something about one Urban James Meyer interviewing at MSU. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I would say that, Bruce Feldman came out and said that he talked to him and he said he doesn't want the job, or isn't even involved in the job. I trust Feldman's reporting, but I mean, there's a bunch of conflicting reports out there. I never thought that he was actually going to be considered a serious candidate. I thought maybe, his name's going to get thrown around because fans want to win and all that. And he might be someone that they talk to for advice on who to hire and that kind of thing. But and I wouldn't hate it because if you win games, and that's ultimately what you want to do. That's what college football is about. But at the same time, it's kind of it's kind of an optics standpoint thing. I don't think they would make a hire that would put the university in such a negative light again like he would. I think there are two hires you can't make if you're trying to avoid that, and that would be Urban Meyer and Pat Fitzgerald, just because of all the recent headlines that they've had.
I think people would get over that very fast. Sorry,
I'm just saying that definitely has to be part of their reasoning at this point.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I think you're right about the fact that it probably is he's probably just a consultant, because I'm sure he consults on a bunch of jobs for coaching searches just because he is one of the greatest the modern era. So I can see him being involved, and I think that MSU at least needs to attempt to go after him to show the world that you're taking this seriously. So I think they're at least doing a decent job with that. I mean, even if it is just complete, hey, let's leak this out fake, kind of gauge the reaction, see what people are saying.
Yeah.
I think you got to at least try to go for him. And if he has no interest, just try keep the line open just for leverage for other people in case so they know that you're taking it seriously. And just it's because even if he's probably not gonna end up being your coach, you're not gonna lose out by him just talking to him. People will forget that you ever associated with him.
I mean, if he is the hire, he's going to be 60 years old by the time the season starts next year. So he's not going to be someone who's going to be around for a while. He's going to be a guy that kind of, he does what he does. He wins, he recruits, he would rebuild it and kind of hand things off to the next guy after a few years, especially since, in his college career, he hasn't stayed anywhere longer than 6 seasons. So he's not a guy that just stays in place.
And I would be okay with that. We need a coach that is going to get us back on track. And if it's 4 years of Urban Meyer, I mean, you guys know where I stand on Urban Meyer. That's if the smoke is real and they can find a way to make it happen, I absolutely think they should. I do not care what the fans out there that are saying, baggage this, baggage that. When you win games, nobody cares. And I've said it before. Look at Georgia; they have murderers on their team. I mean, I don't know if that's true. That might be a bit. That's
a bit embellished. Yeah,
we might want to edit that out. They have criminals on their team. They are hiding a lot of stuff. There's all the stuff that's gone on in the offseason. No one's talking about that. They're talking about Georgia football. Those Florida teams, people talk about it a little more now, but not the time.
Nobody talked about it back then.
You're winning games. Nobody cares. And that's, look, if you're a Michigan State fan and you're comfortable saying, I want a good guy as our football coach, then you're telling me you don't care if they go 8-4 as long as the press is saying nice things. And I don't want that. I want to go 10-2. I want to win Rose Bowls. I want to play for Big Ten championships. I don't want to settle for a nice guy so we can hopefully have someone say something nice about our team. Go get the best coach that's going to win us damn games. I'm so tired of this nonsense of, oh, well, that's Urban has this baggage. Like, okay, who cares? They all have baggage. Yeah. He wins games. That's what, if you don't want to win games, I don't even know what we're doing here. So
yeah.
Now, this whole reporting thing, I have no idea who to believe. Obviously, someone's telling the truth and someone's not. And I don't know this guy from local media, Michigan, that's reporting that Urban Meyer was in East Lansing on Tuesday. But to be fair to him, all he's saying is that he was in East Lansing on Tuesday and that he met with people. He's not saying that Michigan State's interviewing him for the job or that they're considering him. But obviously, then Bruce Feldman says he talked to him and he's not interested. So obviously, someone's not telling the truth somewhere along the lines, or this one guy saying that he's just in East Lansing and maybe he's just trying to get some clicks or whatever. I don't know. But if he is, if he's a candidate, then go after him as hard as you can. I honestly, I don't care what Bruce Feldman or Joel Klatt has to say. You know what? Who knows if Urban Meyer is going to tell them the truth? If Urban Meyer if Bruce Feldman picked up the phone right now, called Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer says no, do we just absolutely believe Urban Meyer's telling him the truth? That wouldn't be the first time a coach said that he's not interested in the job and then takes the job 5 minutes
Urban Meyer said he had no interest in Ohio State, like less than a week before he took Ohio State.
Right. This is what they do.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what they do. Like, this is not my first time paying attention to a coaching search.
Yeah. Mel Tucker. I'm going to be relentless, relentless Buffalo. Hey, he was a coach the next day.
Yeah. Like, so, come on. I mean, what are we doing? Everyone's trying to, all these journalists are trying to measure their dicks about who's got the best source and who's right or wrong. All it tells me is it's going to be exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, do you really expect a coach who's in the middle of the season to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to take it"? Or, I mean, in Urban's case, he's in the middle of the TV season, I guess, call that. But no one's going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking the job right now."
Right, exactly. And if he was seriously interested, he's not going to say that he is, because he's got to back channel and hire coordinators and start that process. Also, the coaching search is in a very early stage. They don't.
Yeah.
There's no one. Yeah. A lot of the coaches.
There's no finalist or favorite right now.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone's just freaking
They're barely
out.
candidates.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to just pump the brakes, but like Bruce Feldman had a list of candidates the other day that was probably not even accurate when it comes down to. So what the guy could go screw. I mean, what does he know? So like, and all the local media people in Michigan are like, look, I keep forgetting this guy's name, Brian.
It's like Brian
Patino, for something like that. Everyone says like
talking about it,
if he's reporting this, he's not lying. Like, so, who knows? I mean, I don't know. I'm excited that there's smoke. I'll tell you that.
Agreed.
I saw somebody say that the dude had like a scoop on some Michigan story before anybody else did and was right about it. So I don't know which way to believe.
Yep. And I think that I saw he had the Mel Tucker extension like weeks before it happened. So
that might have been what I saw. Yeah.
The guy's not an idiot. I mean, he wouldn't just go out on a limb and say this if there wasn't something to be said. And maybe he was just in New York or in East Lansing meeting with Alan Haller to have a Long Island iced tea at the Peanut Barrel. I mean, who knows? Maybe he likes their burgers. He could just be advising, like you said. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be a long season of this until they get done. I do firmly believe if they could hire him as soon as possible, and that way you can start telling recruits, hey, this is our guy. kind of sucks for the current staff, but like I think we all are okay with them moving on anyways. I mean, this season is a total walk. Like this season, the only thing that good can come is players staying and young guys getting experience. But this coaching staff is not going to take us places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the season is it's just not. It's like not a season. It's like an extended off season.
Right. It's a bunch of scrimmages at this point.
Probably not even going to make like the quick lane bowl at this
We're
point.
not going to make any bowl.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. The quick lane is just like the lowest level bowl that a Big Ten team could go to.
I mean, we've got 2 minutes until this thing times out, but we could go through the schedule right now. I mean, how many wins are left? Rutgers and Indiana, but you could say we could win those games.
I think Nikki's pretty confident on Minnesota.
Yeah. Good point.
Nebraska.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 3 more wins.
So there's 3 or 4. I mean,
I still.
So I know we're going to get into the draft of worst MSU losses, but before we do, I just want to say one more parting statement with the loyal listeners and MSU fans of the Spartan Savant podcast. What do we have to lose by going after Urban Meyer? Is it the respect of the media? Because we don't have that. We already don't have that. So there's nothing to lose there. The football program is in shambles. He cannot be worse than we already are. So you can't say he's going to go 8-4 or 6-6 or 7-5 because we're not doing that right now. So what do we have to lose? We have absolutely nothing to lose. Even just by going after him, we have nothing to lose. If they hire him, and I promised you in the first season they would go 10-2 and play for or compete for a Big Ten championship, would you all of a sudden be on board? My guess is you probably would be. Also, you probably would forget about all of the baggage that Urban Meyer comes with. So honestly, I'm just so tired of hearing some of these fans go, he's not the right guy. We can't go from Mel Tucker to this or that. He brings all this baggage. Like, shove it up your ass. I don't care. I want to win football games. I'm so tired of this fan base acting like we're trying to win a Nobel Peace Prize by hiring the right football coach. We're trying to win games. Get serious. That's my piece.
Thank you, Winston. That was poetry.
Yeah, and Joel Klatt can stick it where the sun doesn't shine. I hate that guy.
Hey, come on.
Motion
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't want Michigan State to succeed.
No,
he wants us sad.
He's too busy sucking off Harbaugh.
That's right.
Joey. All right. So next thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna get into the worst losses in football. Here, you all remember these. It's gonna go me, Winston,
Wish I didn't.
back to me, then Winston, Trav. Yeah. So, all right, I'll go first. Just worst football loss in Spartan history. I mean, for mine, everyone knows it's 2011 Wisconsin loss. First mental breakdown of an MSU game. Just complete. God, it still makes me mad. Just thank God we made the Rose Bowl 2 years later.
No kidding.
That would have been still. I mean, I would have gotten over it even less.
That was a tough one. Just the way it happened. That's tough. All right, going on to me. I am gonna go with Notre Dame 2013. If you recall, that was a season, I believe we went 11-1 regular season, 12-1 Big Ten championship, 13-1 Rose Bowl. At the time, it was a frustrating loss. No one really knew how big it was going to be in the end. Obviously, some infuriating pass interference calls or lack thereof pass interference calls. If MSU finds a way to win that game, who knows what could have been made by that 2013-14 team. So when you look back, that one really stings. Anytime you lose to Notre Dame, it sucks. But when you look back at what a win could have meant for that team and what they could have had a chance to do, that one doesn't really sit well with me.
Good one. I'm gonna go with another Notre Dame game, only much earlier. Well, not I don't know. If you consider 7 years earlier, much earlier. '06 Notre Dame. This is the game that Valeni went off on that famous rant after calling out the coaching staff and all that. They were up, I think, 31-14 in the first half, something like that. They ended up losing the game to Brady Quinn and Notre Dame. I just remember being super pissed off at that one. It was just, the team wasn't that good that year, but that's still a game that you have to finish off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but who knows where Mike Valeni's career would have been without that loss.
True.
I almost opened that with saying it put him on the map.
It sure did.
It did.
It sure did.
So my second round pick, and I'll tell you why. It is 2017 Ohio State when feels like the first of the Ohio State losses that we've had ever since. Just when they just where we think, oh, minus 17 and a half. Come on, like we're good. And then it's like 24-0 at the end of the first quarter. It feels like that was the first moment, because before that we had the 3-9 season, which was bad, but at that point it felt like an anomaly because we beat Michigan in 2017. We had one loss to Northwestern that was in like triple overtime, fluky loss, whatever. But that loss to Ohio State just kind of gave us the reality check of we are nowhere near the top tier of college football. And even with Kenneth Walker and that one and beating Michigan, we've really never recovered from that one. That was like a program demoralizing loss.
Yes, it was. You kind of took one of mine. I wasn't going to go with that one, but I was going to go with another one in it to Ohio State for almost the same exact reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do such a nice job of letting us know where we really stand in terms of the Big Ten powers that be. I am going to go with my next pick here. And this one stings a little harder because I was at the game. Trav, you were there as well. 2015 Cotton Bowl against Alabama. Another eye-opening kind of this is where you stand, even though there was a 4 next to us, our name in the rankings. We did everything we needed to do to get in that game, beat Ohio State actually that year in Columbus to give ourselves an opportunity to play for the Big Ten championship. Won a great Big Ten championship game against Iowa, riding high coming into the Alabama game, and got the doors blown off. It was I remember when it was 10-0 going late in the second quarter. Connor Cook threw that interception in the red zone, and then Alabama just never really looked back. There was a punt return in the second half, and that's when I started going to get 2 beers at a time at Jerry's World. That one stung.
And that one wasn't just a rough game on the field for us either.
No, it was that was a long night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Derek Stockman and Keegan O'Donnell there.
I wasn't going to bring people's names into it, but okay.
It's public record.
True.
Hard time.
Yes. Anyway, I am gonna go. I'm gonna jump back in the time machine again here. 2004 Michigan.
Yeah.
That was a overtime loss. We were winning by quite a bit. I don't remember exactly. I was freaking 11 years old. But we were winning by a lot. They recover a couple onside kicks, throw touchdown passes pretty much to Braylon Edwards pretty much immediately after, and end up blowing the game in overtime when it was, pretty much, we talk about finishing. It was finished pretty much what everybody thought.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah. My third round pick is going to be one I'm almost grateful for now. It's last year's Indiana game. That was like
I had that one
of the
lined up
most
too.
frustrating losses I've ever seen. Like now, like when after the whole Mel Tucker thing, the first thing I thought of for to cope was that loss. Like, all right, yep, thank God he did that. Thank God he had that loss because now I can just not like I can say I'm glad he's gone because that was I wasn't glad he's like whatever you say what you want about a coach, but that was an all-time inexcusable, disgusting loss.
It was.
I mean, oh man, next.
That was rough.
Yeah, I had that one on my list. I've had all of yours so far on my list except for 2006 Notre Dame, which probably should have been on there. A lot of places to go with this one. I had Ohio State lost 2021, 2017, save for the spot, but since Nikki kind of already hit that hammer in or hit that nail in, I'm just deciding between two here. I'm gonna go with Washington 2023. I think that it was a game that it didn't hurt in a sense of I expected to win or it had such epic proportions that losing was going to hurt so bad, but it was a game that I think MSU had a chance to rally and really could have changed the outlook of their season with that win. It was obviously coming off all the Mel Tucker drama, and coming off a year or the year before where we had lost to Washington in basically the same manner, and just to see our players come out flat and the coaches look lost and basically lose in the same exact way, it was deflating. I mean, just with everything that was going on, it just really kind of smacked you in the face and kind of let you know what to expect. And having it be that early in the year, it just really took the wind out of the sails for this season.
Yeah, I think you could have picked either Washington game there.
Yeah,
they both pretty much did the same thing. Last year was like that loss was when we realized, okay, we probably suck. So yeah.
yeah.
My last pick. I'm gonna go back to 2021, and I'm gonna go with that Purdue game.
Oh, that's a really good.
Yeah,
That one was on my list. That's the one I was deciding between.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know the story. We were 8-0 going in, first loss of the season. I mean, it was honestly just a sign of things to come. The secondary was destroyed by Aiden O'Connell and David Bell, and I mean, it was they put up 42 in that one, something like that. I mean, and I
Might
mean,
even be like 45.
yeah, I mean, it was near 50. I mean, it just completely took the wind out of the sails for an 8-0 team, and we did win 11 games that year, thank God. But all Kenneth Walker there.
Yeah. It's kind of not looking back now after what we've seen this season and last season. It really does give credit to all those people that's saying Mel Tucker only had that year because of Kenneth Walker. I mean, it was truly probably a lot of smoke and mirrors there.
Yeah. I got to give Reed, Hayward,
Yes.
Taylor credit. All NFL guys. I mean, that was just a good offense.
Yeah, a lot of players.
Warren was solid enough.
Yep.
Jalen
lot of
too.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So to recap, Nikki's 3 picks: 2011 Wisconsin Big Ten championship game, 2017 Ohio State, and then 2022 Indiana. Willie 2013 Notre Dame, Alabama 2015 college football playoff semifinals, and then 2023 Washington. Travis 2006 Notre Dame, 2004 Michigan triple overtime, Braylon Edwards dagger, and then 2021 Purdue.
Yes,
it's a pretty solid list there.
That's a really good list.
It's the heartbreak list.
Another thing about that Ohio State loss that I just remember having all of our friends over, like, oh, we're gonna have a great day. We're gonna beat Ohio State. We're at least gonna cover. It'll be close. And just 8 minutes into the game, you guys can go if you want.
We ordered so much Buddy's pizza. I think the grill was fired up. But that was as many people as I had seen in our house at any given Saturday.
Yeah.
Our house was packed with people, and basically it was like, okay, everyone can basically go home 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, this really
Like
sucks.
4 commercial breaks.
I did think of another one that sucked too. Was that
Let's
09
hear
we
it.
lost this 09 we lost to Central.
That was on my list.
Okay.
It was,
Yeah.
that one sucks just because everyone could bring it up now.
And because it's Central. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Thank
a
God
good
Big East
honorable
Central
mention.
this year.
Thank
That was
God is
probably
right.
the best team Central's ever had, but
Yeah.
Dan Lefevre, Antonio Brown,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
All right, now it's a Willie segment.
Yeah,
Let's hit the
baby.
picks.
Cue the music.
Picks, baby.
All right. So we all went 3-5-1 last week. Michigan State pushed on the number at 10. We all picked the under, and somehow that game actually went over. We probably have
Figures.
Noah Kim and the special teams to thank for that one. But this week, coming back with a nice slate of games. The first game I've got here, the Red River rivalry in your guys' backyard, kind of, I guess. I should say Austin is not. Do they play that at the Cotton
Well,
Bowl?
it's in Dallas.
Yeah, it's in Dallas, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's right. So I guess technically Texas is the home team, but that's a neutral site game. Oklahoma coming in ranked number 12 in the country. Texas coming in ranked number 3. Texas is favored by 6.5. Travel, start with you.
Okay. Well, I will say they alternate the home team on that one if you guys didn't know that.
That makes sense.
Anyway, 6.5. I am. Why not? I'll just go with Texas. I feel like that's that's my gut feeling there. I feel like
Welcome, baby.
they've been,
Okay.
yeah. I feel like they've been on a little more of a consistent role, and they've played some better teams so far. Oklahoma hasn't really faced much of a challenge anywhere.
Yep. Nikki,
Oh, I said hook 'em. Texas.
Hookup, you're going with Texas as well?
Yes.
I'm going to go with Texas too. I think feels like they finally hit their stride. Sark looks like he's in. He's got it going there. I mean, they've been tested. Oklahoma hasn't, Trev, like you said. The play calling looks to be solid. I'm going to go with Texas as well. I think that they've checked enough boxes. This is kind of their last hurdle, I think. They're all winnable games on paper after this one for them.
You think the boosters have gotten out of the way on that one?
I hope so. I mean, college football is better with Texas being good. I hate to say it, but it's been a while, and I don't hate them all that much. They're good for the sport. You guys would be more connected down there to that than me. What are you hearing about the boosters?
Oh, nothing really.
Yeah. I think everyone's pretty happy. at the moment.
They're always in the way, and they're always the ones getting blamed for keeping SMU out of the Big 12 and all that. So
Yeah. But it looks like Sark is doing a pretty nice job. I mean, obviously the recruiting is good, and the offense looks legit to start the defense too.
And they were also very involved when Tom Herman was around and part of the reason.
Right.
He's not there anymore.
I remember that. Yeah. And Charlie Strong too.
Yeah.
I don't know how that one went. All right, moving right along, we've got number 23 LSU coming off a thriller against Ole Miss. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but that was a great football game. Traveling to Missouri, LSU is favored by 5.5 against number 21 Missouri. Trev?
I'll go LSU. I haven't been convinced by Missouri yet. I haven't seen enough of them. The only time I saw them was that Kansas State win.
Yeah.
I think LSU's got a little bit of a better offense than Kansas State right now, but could go either way. But I'm gonna take LSU.
You said LSU is favored by
5.5. Yep.
I'll take Missouri to cover.
All right. I am going to take LSU here. I'm with Travis. I think that coach in Missouri's done a nice job. That upset against Kansas State was a good one. LSU, I think it's a bounce back game. I think that Sorry about that. I think Brian Kelly almost has to win this game. LSU fans are not the most patient of folks. This is not East Lansing. If you start off 3-3 in your second or third year? Second year? I can't remember. That's not going to be good. So I'm going to take LSU to bounce back there on the road.
They've run coaches out of town on better seasons.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not. You don't want to go 3-3. That's just all I'll say.
In Baton Rouge.
No, you don't want to do that. That's not a good place to do that. I just think LSU has more talent, and I think eventually that's going to have to show. Alabama, number 11, Alabama, -1.5, traveling to College Station to play the Texas A&M Aggies. Again, Alabama's favored by 1.5. Travis, what do you got?
I was gonna say A&M, but when you said 1.5, it changed my mind. Alabama. I covered the A&M game in person last week. They were pretty impressive, but a lot of that had to do with Danny Enos' play calling for Arkansas and all that. But we were sitting there just saying, "Hey, he's running the same stuff over and over, and it's not working."
Yeah.
And so that kind of played right into A&M's hands. But I think they could give them a battle, especially since Alabama doesn't have its best offense that it's had.
Mm-hmm.
But 1.5 is too small. Or you know what I mean. 1.5 is just not a A&M picking situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bama as well.
I am also going to take Bama. I think that just a better team than what Jimbo's working with down there. But 1.5 spread is telling. I mean, it could be a good one. Could be a good win for Jimbo to maybe get some A&M fans back on his side.
They played a lot of good ones in that one.
Yeah. The next game takes us to Sanford, Georgia, where Kentucky will be playing the Bulldogs. Kentucky comes in ranked number 20. Georgia obviously ranked number 1. Georgia is favored by 15 points. Travis?
Be crazy here. I'm going to go Kentucky not to win, just less than 15.
All right.
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
I am going to side with Nikki here. I think Travis. I think it could be a close game. I think Kentucky's coming off a big win against Florida.
Yeah.
Georgia has been less than impressive. They had that somewhat close game against South Carolina, but they still seem to be taking care of business. So the line's a little lower than it should be.
I mean, when it was at 15, I mean, if it was, like 10, I might be taking Georgia. Something like
sure.
That. But it's like
2 touchdowns.
I mean, they've struggled to score during conference play so far.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. This would be a big one for Kentucky. I think Georgia eventually will be Georgia. I think this might be just the time to do it. All right, now our favorite foe down at Ann Arbor, the number 2 Michigan Wolverines, will be traveling to the Twin Cities to take on the PJ Fleck Minnesota Gophers. Michigan is coming in as a 19-point favorite as of today. Again, ranked number 2, Minnesota unranked. Travis, what do you got?
After last week, I think I have to go Michigan in that one, but I don't love the 19.5. It's a lot of points.
I agree. I think the boat is going to sink. Unfortunately, I think the Wolverines will prosper.
I am with you both. I picked against Michigan last week as 17-point favorites against Nebraska. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. That offense looks like it's starting to click a little bit. What's his name? JJ McCarthy looks to be settling in. The offensive line is just too good.
I've heard enough of that name.
Yeah, haven't we all? All right, last game of the week. We have the number 10 Notre Dame Fighting Irish traveling to number 25 Louisville. Notre Dame comes in as a 6.5-point favorite.
Go Notre Dame. I don't trust Louisville yet. Like Jack Plummer's their quarterback. I've never been totally impressed by him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a little overachieving right now. Plus, they don't have a very good defense.
For variety's sake, I'm going to go the Cardinals.
Nice. Tough one for me here. I picked Notre Dame last week and squeaked by as 5.5-point favorites over Duke. I think Duke is better than Louisville. Again, I don't know. Notre Dame certainly showing some weaknesses in the past 2 weeks. Obviously, one was against Ohio State, who certainly nothing to be ashamed of losing to them by a score. But I think Duke had a chance to win that game. They just could have executed on a couple plays. I'm still going to go with Notre Dame, and I think for the same reasons Travis said, I'm just not overly impressed with Louisville. The defense is concerning, and I just think Audric Estime at Notre Dame is just going to be. I think he's going to keep them in a lot of games, and he's going to be tough to stop for any team, especially if it's a mismatch defensively. So I'm going to take Notre Dame there as well.
What could have been?
All right.
Somewhere there's an alternate universe where Dante Moore is throwing to Keon Coleman with Audric Estime in the backfield. Think about that.
That is a happy universe.
Certainly an alternate universe. It is not the one we're living in.
That is hey, we're a little far off on that one. Thanks guys. That was a good time. I had some great picks. Thank God we don't have to watch MSU this weekend. But now I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Make sure to share our podcast. It's on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and anywhere you can find podcasts.
What's that? Apple, Spotify, Amazon.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
I mean, there's other ones that you probably never heard of, honestly. But
that's probably true.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically, anywhere you can find it.
All right.
You have a good one.
You guys
go green.
Go white.
Spartan dogs, we winning in the end zone, chilling #1 defense all over. Big Ten undefeated, no trick, they ain't cheated. Green and white since 1855. Legends division champs, baby. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. That green and white got them feeling some type of way. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. Is it cause we're #1 you feel some type of way? Type of way, make them feel some type of way. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. Mr. Spartan Dog is what they all say. And that S on my chest will stand for Michigan State. Darquez is a finalist for that top award. Shout out to Pat Narduzzi, our defensive guard. Another 100 yards rush for Lane Ford. Put another 6 on the scoreboard. I guarantee you we gon' be ranked in the top 10. Winning over the University of Michigan. Shouts to Bullard, defensive captain. December 7th, 8 p.m. we bout to win again. Michigan State. From Charlene to Lucas Oil, we came to play. Everybody great, even our punter great. He's up for the Ray Guy Award, even our punter great. Some type of way, yeah, they feel some type of way. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. Mr. Spartan Dog is what they all say. And that S on my chest will stand for Michigan State. Spartan Dogs, we winning in the end zone, chilling #1 defense all over. Big Ten undefeated, no trick, they ain't cheated. Green and white since 1855. Legends division champs, baby. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. That green and white got them feeling some type of way. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. Is it cause we're #1 you feel some type of way? Type of way, make them feel some type of way. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way. Mr. Spartan Dog is what they all say. And that S on my chest will stand for Michigan State. Don't try to pass Trey Waynes to pick it off. or Isaiah Lewis or Curtis Drummond, the boss. The whole secondary can't forget the nod. That 4-3 that we running, respect the squad. Respect the line, respect the line. Shalika who coming for you, that's 89. Marcus Rush coming for you, that's 44. And please believe we got Mr. Reynolds on those. Tackle bro, tackle bro. Tyler Hoover 6'7", ain't no stopping bro. Pinnacles and Mr. Jones, lay you out flat coming through the hole. Now we back on O, offense, that's Spartan power. Watch Connor Cook throw it deep to Benny Flowers. He got all day, perfect passing. Shout out to the O-line, Mr. Travis Jackson. Dogs, we winning in the end zone, chillin' #1 defense all over. Big 10 undefeated, no trip, they ain't cheated, green and white since 1855. Legends division champs, baby. D'Antonio got them feeling some type of way.